Well, hey everybody, I'm Scott and this is Nathan, and this is our final video on the book of James. And join us next time. We're going to start a new book, but we wanted to wrap up James by looking at James chapter 5, verses 13 through 20. And this passage has some differences of opinion when it comes to what does it mean that when you go to the elders of your church and you have them anoint you with oil and they pray for you that you will be healed, right? There's different positions on that. Mm-hmm. We wanted to say, as it relates to recovery, prayer, which this section talks about a lot, mm-hmm. Should be a key part of your recovery. Now, from what I know, and I could be wrong, in secular recovery, while higher power is often mentioned, prayer in and of itself may not be prescribed that much. But certainly, from a Christian point of view, we would see prayer as a key part of recovery.
Absolutely. I'm looking at 13, and it does say, is anyone among you suffering? Let him pray. Is anyone cheerful? Let him sing praise. Mm. Just from 13, what comes to mind actually first is Dr. Kurt Thompson's book.
Yeah.
Not just Soul of Shame, but his other book, Anatomy of the Soul.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the fact that we've been disintegrated, meaning we've felt like our emotions are, over here, and our physical sensations are over here, and our mental health is over here. But he talks about how it comes together. And to me, when I look at this verse and it's saying, "Is anyone suffering? Let him pray. Is anyone cheerful? Let him sing praise." To me, it's bringing back together the elements of what makes us human, right? Mm. The mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, bringing all these elements back together and saying, how are you walking through them fully, like fully human, fully alive, fully human? Because we do know that when someone's suffering, their emotional well-being can really drop down,
yeah,
right? Or their emotional health is already rocky. They may be in a depressive state, and so their physical health just kind of follows along with it. Mm-hmm. So we do see that aspect that one kind of follows the other, and especially spiritually, right? So to me, I think that the biggest element, because the section is called the prayer of faith, is kind of the last verse of that section before, which is just continue to say yes to God and move forward fully how God made us, which is in consideration of all those elements, joining forces, combining forces, right? To keep thriving, to be more alive, during those moments.
Yep.
But
that verse 13, when I went to my first Celebrate Recovery meeting at another local church who has a huge Celebrate Recovery group, I'll never forget sitting there, and we were doing music, and I'm listening to the music, and I thought to myself, we're doing our Celebrate Recovery, as that group was, on a Monday night, and I didn't want to keep people too long. I didn't want to give them a reason not to come. Like, oh, that's too much time. So I thought, well, this Celebrate Recovery is doing music. Maybe we could cut out music and make the meeting shorter. So I went up to the leader of that group afterward, and I said, and I was serious. I said, I'm thinking of not doing music on Monday nights to make it like easily within an hour so people can get on their way and maybe they'll keep coming back. And he looked at me and he said, Celebrate Recovery. Music is the celebrate in Celebrate Recovery.
Right.
And so thankfully, we have Nathan with an Elvis-like voice that does music, and Jeff, and we have a growing cast of doing music at CR.
Yeah.
Important part of our healing.
And singing is when I was doing some studies about worship, it is practicing theology as well. When your repetition, when the repetition of a certain belief is you're